So let's start with next topic, which is circular permutations. Okay, so the concept is fairly straightforward. You see, suppose you have n different objects, okay, and you want to permute them in a circle. Okay, n different objects are there, and you want to arrange them around a circle. Okay, this is object O1, O2, and so on till On. Then you have to find the number of ways. Okay, then the number of ways is n minus 1 factorial if clockwise and anti-clockwise arrangements can be distinguished. We will derive these in a moment, and it is equal to n minus 1 factorial upon 2 if clockwise and anti-clockwise permutations cannot be distinguished. Okay, now you see what this means is, suppose you have n different objects. Okay, suppose let's say let n equal to 4. Suppose you have 4 objects. Consider this arrangement. You can have A here, B here, C here, and D here. Okay, now what you do is just rotate this clockwise. Rotate the change the positions of A, B, C, and D by rotating them clockwise. So you will get something like D, A, B, C. Alright, then rotate clockwise again. Then you will get C, D, A, B. And then rotate clockwise again. So you will get A, B, C, D. Now the important thing to note here is, in all these 4 arrangements 1, 2, 3, and 4, the relative positions are fixed. By relative positions I mean, if you consider A, then it always has D to its right and it always has B to its left. Okay, in all of these 4 cases. Okay, so effectively from circular permutation point of view, they are the same, but they are counted as separate cases from linear permutation point of view. You get my point? What I am saying is, if you say, see, 4 factorial arrangements would be the case when if A, B, C, and D were arranged in a row, in a straight line. Okay, but you see, for every arrangement, for every possible arrangement, for example, if you consider this arrangement, A is here, B is here, C is here, and D is here, there are 4 cases which are essentially the same, right? So every arrangement is being repeated 4 times in case of circular permutation, because in all those 4 arrangements around a table, the relative positions are fixed. Okay, so we just divide by 4, which will give you 3 factorial. So if you generalize this, you will get number of ways of arranging n objects around a table as n factorial upon n, which is n minus 1 factorial. Now this result implicitly assumes that anti-clockwise and clockwise arrangements can be distinguished. What that means is, suppose you have one arrangement like this, okay, and suppose what I do is I interchange the position. So this is, let's say this is clockwise. Okay, now what I do is, suppose I interchange the position of B and D. I put B here and D here. Okay, so now we, in the first case, in this case, we had D to the left of A and B to the right of A. Okay, but in the second case we have B to the left of A and D to the right of A. So if anti-clockwise and clockwise permutations are distinguishable, if they are counted as separate, then the answer would be n minus 1 factorial. Okay, but there are certain cases when such anti-clockwise and clockwise permutations are not distinguishable, because you see, for example, in case of a necklace, suppose you have a necklace and this is bead 1, this is bead 2, this is bead 3, and suppose this is bead 4. Okay, and suppose this is a necklace which is hanging vertically. Imagine that this necklace is hanging vertically. Okay, now if you just flip, if you about the vertical axis, which is about this axis, if you just flip the necklace, then what you will get is this. Right, now if you, now the important thing to note is that the thing to note here is that, suppose consider this case. If you look at this necklace from, let's say, from the front, then you will see that B2 is lying to the right of B1 and B4 is lying to the left of B4. Okay, but if you go to the back side, if you go to the back side of this necklace, if you go to the rear side of this necklace, if you go behind this necklace, then you will see that B2 is to the left and B4 is to the right. Okay, so essentially they are the same arrangements, they are not distinguishable at all. You get my point? They are not distinguishable at all, because whether you look at the necklace from the front or from the back, they are the same arrangements, the positions, because now the anti-clockwise and clockwise arrangements don't make any sense, they are not different at all. For example, unlike this case, suppose 4 people were sitting around a table. Okay, 4 people are sitting around a table. Now not this table, suppose this is something like this, pardon my drawing, but suppose these are the legs of the table, something like that. Okay, now you are looking at the table, let's say a person is standing here and he sees this arrangement. Okay, now you can't flip, you can't take the table and flip it. You get my point? You can't take a table and flip it. So this arrangement is different from the arrangement which is this. Okay, so for this person, these two arrangements are different. Okay, so but for a person who is seeing a necklace, this arrangement and this arrangement, they are both the same, they are indistinguishable. Okay, because if you look at the front, you see something, if you look at the back, you are seeing the same thing but in a different manner, so they are indistinguishable in that sense. So what we do is we just divide by 2 when anti-clockwise and clockwise are not distinguishable. Okay, now the next concept is that, suppose around a table, if the seats are numbered, if I number the seats, that let's say I say this is seat number 1, this is seat number 2, and so on till seat number n. If I number the seats, then circular permutation becomes simple linear permutation. Okay, now there is what I mean to say is, now it doesn't matter, because if you take, let's say, n people, okay, if you take n people and the seats are numbered, then the number of arrangements would be n factorial. Now this the original concept that we discussed, where I said that if you rotate clockwise, then all these 4 permutations are essentially the same. Well, all these 4 will be now counted as different if the seats are numbered, because now it matters on which seat a particular person is sitting. Okay, so now it matters on which seat a particular person is sitting. So that's why if the seats are numbered, then circular permutation is just simple linear permutation. Okay, let's solve some questions. Suppose you have 10 persons. Okay, and you want to arrange them around a circle. Okay, then find number of ways. First case, when there is no restriction. So if there is no restriction, then the answer is simply 10 minus 1 factorial, which is 9 factorial. Now if I say that A and B, two particular persons, A and B, are seated together. So if you recall, in case of linear permutations, we have done this using the tie method. Okay, so we will do the same thing here as well. Tie A and B together. Okay, tie A and B together. Then remaining there are, let's say, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. 8 people are remaining. Okay, now note that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 9. You have total 9 objects, which are from C till J. You have 8 people and this block which contains A and B. So 9 objects can be arranged around a circle in 9 minus 1, 8 factorial ways. Okay, and then you can permute A and B also amongst themselves. So answer would be 8 factorial into 2 factorial. Now suppose if I ask you, no two of A, B, C are together. No two of A, B, C are together. So again we will use gap method. So suppose you have D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. Okay, now what you do is, in this case, first of all, 7 people can be arranged around that circle in 6 factorial ways. Okay, now the important thing to note here is there are 7 gaps created. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, select any 3 gaps out of these 7 gaps. Now in those 3, now once you have selected the 3 gaps, you can arrange A, B and C in 3 factorial ways in those gaps. Now don't say that you can do that in 2 factorial ways. Don't say 3 minus 1 factorial, because you see, once you have fixed an arrangement of the remaining 7 objects for the 3 gaps, now circular arrangement does not make any sense. For those 3 gaps, it is linear arrangement that will be taken into account. For example, suppose one arrangement of the 7 objects is something like this: D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, now if I select, let's say, this gap and this gap. Okay, now you might have a tendency to argue that, okay, suppose this is A, B and C. Okay, now if I put A here, B here and C here, then we are rotating clockwise. So I said earlier that if I rotate clockwise, then in circular arrangements those cases are the same and all those things. But that is wrong, because once we have fixed the positions of these 7 objects, it does not matter if we rotate them. If it matters the arrangement that we get after rotating A, B and C. Okay, they all are distinct, because one arrangement could be A is here, B is here, C is here. Another arrangement could be that B is here, A is here and C is here. Now you see, these are different arrangements, because in the first case, the neighbors of A are I and H, whereas in the second case the neighbors of A are D and E. So these are different arrangements. You can clearly see that. Okay, so once you have fixed an arrangement of the remaining 7 objects using circular arrangements, for the 3 places that are left for A, B and C, there will be 3 factorial arrangements of A, B and C, not 2 factorial. Okay, so keep those things in mind. So the answer is this. Okay, now suppose, let's take another simple example. Suppose I ask you, find the number of ways of forming a necklace find the number of ways of forming a necklace consisting of 5 beads. Okay, necklace consisting of 5 beads, and these 5 beads are to be chosen from 10 different beads. Then find the number of ways of forming the necklace. Well, very simple. First of all, select the 10 beads. So select the 5 beads which you want to put in the necklace in 10C5 ways, and then arrange them in these many ways. So answer would be 10C5 into 4 factorial by 2. Okay. So pretty simple. Now suppose I say there are 5 Indians and 5 Americans. Okay, and they are to be seated around a circle. Arrange in a circle. 5 Indians, let's say I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, and 5 Americans A1, A2 till A5. Okay, then find number of ways such that Indians and Americans alternate. Okay, and we want to arrange them in a circle such that Indians and Americans alternate. So again, first what we will do is, first of all, arrange the 5 Indians. Okay, arrange the 5 Indians around a circle in 4 factorial ways. Alright, now as we discussed in the previous case, once in the in this case, this one, if you recall, once we fix the Indians, then the remaining places that we get, in the remaining gaps that we get, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now you can arrange the Americans in 5 Americans in these 5 gaps in 5 factorial ways. Don't say 4 factorial into 4 factorial, because once we have fixed the positions of the Indians, okay, the Americans will now be arranged, using the concept of linear permutations rather than circular permutations, because now it will not matter. It does now if you try to rotate these Americans, once you fix the Indians, suppose you fix one arrangement of the Indians like this, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, then if one of the arrangements is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, then this arrangement is different if you rotate the Americans clockwise. This is different from A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. You can clearly see that, because in the first case A1 has neighbors I1 and I5, whereas in the red arrangement A1 has neighbors I1 and I2. So they are clearly different cases. Okay, so 5 factorial into 4 factorial. Okay, so this was all about circular permutations, a small topic. We will cover some more involved questions in the later sections when I discuss some good problems. Then I will discuss some typical complex problems involving circular arrangements where multiple concepts will be used together. But as an independent topic, circular permutations is a very straightforward topic. So there is nothing much else. There is nothing much left in this actually. So I will see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.